It's Wednesday morning here on the Football Spy show, sponsored by our friends at the car giant Renault. There are just 28 days left in the summer transfer window, yet still many of the big deals have yet to be resolved. Let's see how they're getting on in our first transfer roundup. Now, we told you on Monday that Paris Saint-Germain, who are emerging as one of the biggest players of this summer's window, they want the Man United striker Dimitar Berbatov. Well, the Guardian have followed up on that story today. They say that the deal absolutely could happen. So Alex Ferguson was at his reserve side's 8-2 defeat to Monaco in Marseille last night. He was asked by a French TV journalist if Berbatov could play for PSG, and Fergie said yes, absolutely, no problem. Now, the Guardian say it's the first time that United have suggested Berbatov could leave the club after maintaining all summer that he's not for sale, so watch that space. Now, the word on the street is that the Newcastle left-back Jose Enrico is about to join Liverpool in a £6 million deal as long as he can lower his wage demands. He'd be an excellent signing for the Reds for me. Here's two for the price of one on the back page of the Daily Mirror today. On the top, Celtic have offered Joey Barton a shock move after Spurs pulled out of the race to sign him yesterday. Again, Arsenal still very much linked with a move for the Twitter terror, with suggestions today that Newcastle want him gone by the weekend. Barton's agent William Mackay has been talking, saying that no fewer than 6 clubs are in for him. And look at the bottom of that back page of the Mirror. Let's have a look at it again. Man City willing to let Emmanuel Adebayor go to Spurs, but they want the winger Aaron Lennon in exchange. City and Spurs fans, would that deal work for you? Actually, we're going to stick with Mirror Football for the next story, because our chief football writer Martin Lipton's saying that Andre Villas-Boas at Chelsea wants the AC Milan striker Alexandre Pato. Now, I don't know about you, but it's a bit overrated for me. I know some of you are going to probably dig out some stats to dazzle me with, but I'm still not so sure. A couple more for the time being. The Mail say that Arsenal are about to send Chief Scout Steve Rowley to watch the Birmingham defender Scott Dann in action on Saturday, as they consider a £10 million bid for him. Chelsea and Liverpool also looking at him, as you know. Sven at Leicester, he's ready to bid £7 million for the Reading striker Shane Long. The Sun say that Sam Allardyce at West Ham has made a move for the Liverpool striker David Ngo. And just one more, at the Times saying that the father of Valencia winger Juan Mata, we've been talking about him for the last few weeks, he says that the Spanish club have rejected an offer for the winger from Arsenal. Right, time for your section of the show, which means time for more top fours and bottom threes. Pac-Man LFC thinks Man City will win the title from Chelsea, United and Liverpool. No Arsenal in his top four. 12th man seems to think that it's going to be all change at the top of the Turkish Superliga. Last season, you may remember, Trabzonspor beat Fenerbahçe to the title, with Gaziantepspor in third and Bursaspor in fourth. This year, 12th man thinks it's going to be Galatasaray, who finished 8th last year, leapfrogging all of those teams into first place. He thinks Fenerbahçe will again finish second, with Beşiktaş in third and Bursaspor in fourth. I'd like 12th man to come on and explain why. I can't see how he could justify such dramatic improvement. Mohamed's in Kuwait. He's a Barcelona fan, but he thinks Real Madrid are going to win the Spanish title, with Barcelona in second. Valencia finished third last year, but he thinks that Atletico Madrid are going to nudge them down into fourth place. I'd be very interested if you would all come on and tell me your reasoning behind your predictions, as well as your teams and, of course, where you're from. Arctic Monkey is another one who thinks that there's going to be no Arsenal in the top four of the Premier League next season. He's got Chelsea first, United second, City and Liverpool back in the Champions League. Just on that caption is his bottom three as well, because he's got Wigan in there, which is an interesting call. Yes, they've brought in the very capable keeper Ali Al-Habsi, but they haven't done too much more to set the pulse racing. Charles and Zogby are leaving for the Villa is a very big miss indeed. Wigan only just escaped relegation last season, remember. Could their time come next year? Arctic Monkey's not the only one to have Wigan going down either. Axel's a Chelsea fan from India, but he thinks Wigan will bite the dust along with Wolves and Norwich. We'll do one more, because Bad Half thinks that West Ham are going to win instant promotion from the Championship back to the Premier League. He's got Birmingham in second place and Hull third, which I can't quite believe. Birmingham have got a good coach in Chris Hughton, but they've got no money and they're still selling their best players, so I can't agree with you on that. Hull have brought in Dele Adebola up front, the midfielders Corey Evans from United and Paul McKenna from Forest, and of course the talented Jack Cork from Leicester. But Leicester themselves are going to be a monster next year under Sven. Not the first time, I have to say, that he's been in charge of a monster. Sven has signed 7 players so far, with Pansel and Konchesky coming from Fulham and Liverpool. I like Matt Mills, who's come in from Reading, and of course Neil Dans from Palace. Leicester have got to be among the favourites to go straight back up, to go back up from the Championship. Now, I asked you on Monday to tell me the players you want in your team to snap up before the end of the transfer window. Lee 01511's a Liverpool fan. He wants a defender, Scott Dan from Birmingham. Danny McGee wants Juan Mata at Valencia for Liverpool. I think he's not going to be going there. They've already got Stuart Downing. Charters 232 is a Chelsea fan. He wants the club to sign Hulk from Porto. Love Docco's a City fan. Wants Gareth Bale from Spurs. Now, just a couple of things emerging transfer-wise in the last hour or so. The keeper Chris Kirkland's being linked with a return to West Brom, and there's been some talk of Sven at Leicester making a move for Emil Heskey to bring him back to the club that made him a star. Well, Heskey is understood to have rejected the chance to go back there. Eriksson's been talking about it in the last couple of hours. He said this morning, I spoke to Emil Heskey a month ago and I asked him if he wanted to come to us, and the answer was not for now, maybe next season. Now, I set you a task on Monday. Lots of you think you can do better than my bloggers and the queen of Football Spy, Lady Spy. So I set you the challenge of sending me 30 seconds of yourself introducing Football Spy and giving me your view on the transfer subject of your choice. Just 30 seconds, no more. The very best one will get the football shirt of their choice sent to them. Now, this is Pooney One Pooney, and I think I'm going to have a shirt sent in purely because I like this very much indeed. Here he is.
Hello and welcome everybody to Football Spy transfer news, and we'll start off with Liverpool's left back situation. They're interested in the Porto left back Alvaro Pereiro, who's 25 years old. He's a Uruguay international and he's just won the Copa America with fellow countryman Luis Suarez. It cost Liverpool around £18 million.
Now, we've cut you short there, Pooney, because you ran over your 30 seconds, but an excellent effort nonetheless. Let's see if others can follow. Before we go, a few quick ones for you. Barcelona have made another bid for Cesc Fabregas. Sorry, just woke up there. That's boring me a bit. Barcelona bid £35 million in an attempt to wrap up the summer's most tedious transfer. We told you on Monday that Milan Jovanovic was finally set to clear off out of Liverpool after milking the club to the tune of around 50 grand a week for quite some time. His move to Anderlecht should be confirmed later this week. Steve Malbranque at Sunderland is set to be sold to Saint Etienne in France to make way for a possible loan move for Man City's Adam Johnson. The Stars say Juventus are set to bid £10 million for the Chelsea defender Alex. All the papers are reporting this morning that Stoke have made an ambitious move to sign the Spurs midfielder Wilson Palacios for £10 million. Good luck to Stoke, by the way, in the second leg of their first ever European tie against Hajduk Split tomorrow. Full report in Mirror Football. The Express say QPR boss Neil Warnock confident of signing the Southampton winger Jason Punchin. The auction for the Palermo midfielder Javier Pastore is over. He's confirmed he's about to join PSG. Go to Mirror Football website where Steve, Rob and Neil are waiting to update you on the latest breaking transfer news. But the Football Spy show is back in the morning. I'll see you next time.